Okay, just to start out, just on behalf of the Panthers organization, just want to say our prayers are with everyone in Chapel Hill. Obviously, the tragedy there. So, just want to express our grief and about what's going on there, and our prayers are with you. Secondly, we're just moving on to obviously the events of today with, all the transactions. A lot of that work has been done. There's still a little bit of work left to do. There's still the practice squad to do to get right. So right by the time we step off the field tomorrow, I'll have all that information. So I'm going to hold off on answering any roster-related discussions until after practice tomorrow, because I'll be in a better position to kind of address the questions, because there's still work to be done. And then obviously Scott will hit you guys up Thursday, and he can seal the deal and give you all the information that you need. And then, other than that, it was just a good day, right? It was kind of a short day out there for the guys. Just get a little work. We got 3 days of work this week. You don't get too far ahead in the prep for Atlanta. You do a little bit. You just get out there, get their bodies right, get them moving a little bit, work on a few things. It was a good day.
Frank, you guys made a trade. We could discuss that, and how much of that was injury related with what you're dealing with at receiver.
Probably wait to I'll give a few more details on that tomorrow. But yeah, again, kind of roster. Talking through that with Scott, a couple reasons, to make that move, and so we'll address all that stuff tomorrow. Nothing dramatic. Nothing dramatic.
Can you at least, Frank, say whether you're going to keep 3 quarterbacks with Matt?
Not in position to say that right now. You know what I mean? Everything is we're looking at. Obviously, we love the work that Matt has done. So the quarterback position is valuable. We feel good about where he's at, but there's a lot of moving parts, as you guys know. That's the question all 32 teams are facing right now. What do you do with the third quarterback? So that's always a tough question.
Frank, with the way these past few days have gone, what was the energy like in practice, and how do you kind of compartmentalize that while you do?
Yeah, so the energy I felt like was exactly like what it needed to be. Very focused, not too much hype. Just. This is business. We're taking the next step of preparation. You don't want to peak too early emotionally. You don't want to peak too early as far as putting stuff into the game plan. So we're putting bits and pieces in here and there, things that we know we want to work on. But I think the guys' approach has been very, very business-like, very focused.
Frank, as a former player and having so many coaches that are former players, how do you feel better equipped to handle moments like this, cut down days and things like that?
Yeah, because we've all been there. We know what that feels like. And so it still doesn't make it easier. And listen, obviously a lot of the guys that were let go today are going to be back here on our practice squad. A lot of the guys that were let go today are going to end up starting games for us this year, a lot, or however many. I mean, it's just going to happen every year in the NFL because of injuries. It's a long season. So, and we're going to be excited about, we look at it like when we get our 53 plus the 16, like I know there's that distinction, the pay's a little different and all that stuff, but as far as the coaches are concerned, this is our squad. The 53 and the 16, it's all one squad. So that's why really tomorrow the work will be done.
Putting a guy on IR immediately is obviously a big decision. What is up with Henry Anderson as far as that's concerned?
Just when you make that decision, as you're saying, Mike, you're saying, hey, it's basically a 4-week decision. So on anybody, on any player, so I would just more say in general, anybody that we do that with, we're thinking they need more time. They need more time to get it. They're not healthy. It's probably more than a week or 2 away. It's probably 3 weeks away at least, at a minimum. So that just seems like the logical move.
How confident are you that Austin will be back after, I guess, for week 5?
I'm confident he is doing everything in his power to be back as soon as he can. We're going to make the best decision for him first and foremost. There's a lot of research and science and analytics behind the time frame to come back from these kind of injuries. And part of it is how is the player doing, how's he doing in his rehab, and then some of it is, some of it is just time related as well. So we'll take both of those together. And I know Austin, he looks good. I watch him doing some of his rehab. He looks great.
Do you
I know-
think Chandler starts there?
We'll see. You know, I mean, he's looked good. You know, we'll see how that plays out. You know, Cade's back, and, you know, we'll just work through that decision.
To follow up on Joe's question, you know, when you're on PUP, you have to be there the whole summer. Is it kind of nice knowing that that's now in place and you
Yeah.
know what the trajectory is?
Yes, it is. And it just clears things up, you know, timetables. It's better that way.
Frank, it's been kind of hard for us to get a feel for what the defense is going to be like because you haven't seen Burns
Good.
and some of the other guys. Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
So what do you think when Burns is in there especially? What's that going to add to what we've been seeing in the preseason?
You know, I mean, we'd like to think it's going to add a lot, you know, and then Derek Brown hasn't played. Justin Houston hasn't played. There's a lot of production right there. So, you know, we think those guys will make a big impact.
And for Burns, you see holdouts around the league, and for Burns to have been here every single day and sweat and put everything into it, what's that say about him?
I mean, he's a stud. The guy's a stud. What he's done, you know, to come in, not let the contract thing be a distraction, to be here for his team. The way he's worked on the practice field, you know, not holding anything back, the consistency of that. I mean, he's been doing a great job.
Not wanting to discuss roster moves, but the trade, Smith-Marset, can you say what he brings and what you like?
Sure.
about it?
Yeah, I'll just say, you know, I mean, obviously, think he's a really good route runner, very good hands. You know he's a smart guy, so, you know, we like our, you know, if you're on our roster, you need to be able to play all three positions because we move guys around a lot. And so,
He kind of jump out to you. I mean, he had a pretty good preseason, I
had
guess.
a good preseason, productive preseason, can catch punts. You know, so if he factors in there, you know, he could factor in there, could not factor in there. We'll see how it all plays out. But, you know, just feel like, you know, he had some inside info because he was in Minnesota with Adam Thielen. So, you know, was able to call Adam and say, Adam, tell me about this guy. You know what I mean? So got inside information from another player. That always is helpful.
Punts
we'll do a
and
couple more.
kickoffs for him?
Pardon?
Punts and
Yeah, it
kickoffs?
does both.
We'll do a couple more, then we'll open up locker room.
Do you have like that network that you try to go to? I know a lot of teams try to make sure that they talk to somebody who has experience with guys. Is that something that you really take seriously?
I mean, I take that so seriously. Like, I'm probably over serious about it. And Scott, I know, is the same way. Like, you have to be. It's too important. Every position is too important. So you have to look for every connection, every possible connection you have with the player or coach if you're hiring a coach, and find out every piece of information you can. And it all factors into it. So
When you asked Adam about Smith-Marset, what stood out about what he said?
you know, some of the things I said, good route runner, good hands, smart, be able to play all three positions. You guys will see very good personality. You know, apparently he's got a pretty exuberant personality. Which is good. We like that energy. You know, he has good energy, is what they say. So, well,
You said you had pretty good energy the other night at the soccer match. How'd it feel to wear the crown and everything?
no, it's great. A great atmosphere. You know, the handful of games I've been able to be at or attend, it's been fun. It's kind of cool to have both of our teams working out of this stadium.
Frank,
This is the last one.
you had Terrace and LaVisca mostly back out there, and I think DJ working inside. Does that all look like it's trending in the right direction?
You know, Terrace was out there today, as you guys know, and you know, got some work out there today. He didn't do everything, but did enough to kind of was a good first step. You know, obviously DJ's was, like you said, Joe, he's working inside, so we'll see how he continues to progress. So I know these guys are doing everything they can, and as I told you, my attitude is like I trust those guys. The decision ultimately, it's a combination of player, medical team, and coach. It's a three-way decision. All of these decisions, all year long, whenever you ask me a question about this thing, I'm going to say there's three parts to the equation: the player, the medical team, and the coach. And we'll three come together and make the best decision for each player and situation.
Is there an update on where Chenault is within the concussion protocol?
I don't know, that's a great question. I know he's progressing in, in the steps. So my apologies for not knowing which step he's at, but good question. But he's trending positively, yes. So,
All right,
thank you.
All right, y'all go down.